let's talk a little bit about a far left extremist group called Antifa. What is Antifa, you may ask? Well, Antifa is short for anti-fascist. They're supposed to stand for the working class and against fascism, yet are the most fascist, violent, far left-wing extremist group we have in the West, particularly the ones we have here in Australia. Now, Socialist Alliance are a more mild, relaxed left-wing group, sort of what you'd probably call far left but without the extremism. They like to hold rallies to get their point across, and I agree with some of their points, especially when some of their points come to the Australian workers. However, Antifa is a whole new level. Antifa like to show up to their rallies and just attack anyone that they don't agree with, like patriotic Australians, for instance. They go about attaching themselves to Socialist Alliance rallies, causing violence and trouble right in front of media cameras. They wear masks and violently abuse and attack anyone who has a different opinion to their own. They say they are against violence and oppression, yet they are the most oppressive and violent people we have in our nation today. They give a bad name to the rallies of other left-wing groups who just want to protest peacefully, yet they show up to their rallies and turn them into bloodied street-fighting pits, where if a left-wing group counters a patriotic group, right, the Socialist Alliance guys, they just want to be peaceful and just have their say. But Antifa have to show up, get pepper sprayed by police, attack police, hit police, and then run through and start punching people and burning Australian flags. This in turn gives Socialist Alliance the worst media they could ever hope for, and their name gets dragged through the mud. Antifa to the left-wing movement is what Nazis are to the patriot movement. We don't want them there. We don't need them there. We don't agree with what they think. We don't agree with the way they act. Patriots are cleaning up their backyard now. We are finding the white supremacists and neo-Nazis and kicking them out of our movement to make it the movement that we started in the first place. The left wing needs to do the same. If they want to be taken seriously, if they want to clean up their backyard, they have to get rid of Antifa, like we are getting rid of the Nazis in our movement. But it is not easy when Antifa are planted by the government, right? The government. The supposed people who are meant to serve us, yet only serve themselves to make their pockets deeper and full of dollars. Antifa is heavily funded and backed by two politicians in particular who use taxpayers' money to fund these violent street thugs. One of these politicians is from the party we all want to strangle, the Australian Greens, and her name is Senator Lee Rhiannon. Senator Lee Rhiannon has been on an ASIO watch list. For those of you who do not know who ASIO is, it's the Australian Surveillance and Intelligence Organisation. And why was Senator Lee Rhiannon on an ASIO watch list? Because she was meeting with members of the Russian Communist KGB, which is a direct act of treason towards your country. She also funds any flyers, posters, promo material for Socialist Alliance and Antifa. She is a communist member of the KGB who has infiltrated Australian politics for her own sick, far-left communist agenda. The other politician who funds these violent left-wing thugs is Tanya Plibersek from the Labor Party. She puts a lot of taxpayers' money behind these street thugs to attack patriotic Australians who are just concerned about Islamic extremism and the sellout of our nation. Look after our farmers first, look after our aged pensioners first, look after our homeless first, look after our troops first, and look after our Aussie workers for Aussie jobs first before mass Islamic immigration overseas coming here.